Issue 80. The story starts out with not just Elias, but also apparently all of the freedom fighters suddenly seeing Amy Rose in her modern design for the first time, as she had used the Ring of Acorn to be the same age as the one she loves, not just to marry him, but out of a desire to be accepted as a freedom fighter. This is definitely better characterization-wise. When I first heard about this, I was expecting her to go on a whole solo adventure taking 3 stories to finally find the Ring of Acorn, but instead she just gets it really easily. Of course, it's probably because of her lack of experience and naivety that she failed to realize that just because her body is a teenager doesn't mean people will accept her as one. As mentally, she's still an 8-year-old, so Sonic's not going to be inclined to date her, or anyone else his age for that matter, any earlier than they would have otherwise. But yeah, I love this design of Amy. It's way stronger than her classic one, which had the bad dress and hairdo. Sonic tries to make an excuse to not have her go with him, explaining that just because she looks older doesn't mean she's mature enough to be a freedom fighter, conveniently ignoring the fact that Sonic isn't exactly emotionally mature either. Oh sure, he got awkward at seeing a statue of himself so he could be oddly humble, and forgave his friends for trying to kick him out for some reason, but that's about it. Otherwise, he's just like her, carefree and optimistic and gutsy. Then he points out that for all they know, the energy she's absorbed from the ring would wear off in a while. That's still a weak excuse though. Nothing about her looking older is going to magically make her a more capable fighter. Nate then takes Amy's side, saying that he wants her to accompany the freedom fighters with him because he doesn't want her to revert back before he'd have a chance to examine her. Fortunately, Elias simply says sadly that the Ring of Acorns is all used up, and doesn't tell anyone what his plan with it was, so that Amy wouldn't get in trouble, rather than getting all angry with her or something causing tension. Elias then goes to briefly tell his mother that he's leaving with the freedom fighters with his father's permission this time, and that's pretty sweet. He actually writes down that he loves her on there too. That'll be a nice thing to see if she wakes up. Then we see Sonic's parents exemplifying why I didn't like the idea of them being around for him, because all they do is boringly nag him like typical parents, dragging the pacing of the adventure to a screeching halt. He's the hero of the story, and usually heroes of stories, especially fantasy stories, don't have parents around for exactly this reason. Unfortunately, Sonic for some reason says he won't hug them goodbye, but somehow they figure out that he said that because the last time he said goodbye like that, he later came home and his uncle and dog were gone. I thought they meant it was because they're robots and so it wouldn't be very comfortable to hug them. The main thing that confuses me as she smiles at how Sonic has a soft side and is somehow surprised to learn that he has one, even though Sonic showed her his soft side earlier by comforting her when they first met. We then cut to the freedom fighters, Elias, Nate, and the King in front of a red biplane, and Nate explains that the hidden city of the ancients is conveniently an industrialized society, completely inhabited by 5-fingered overlanders, not 4 as is the usual case in Mobius. That's interesting, so they have a biological marker on them that basically shows that they're different from the regular warmongering humans. I was expecting the hidden city to be like that Echidna village in Sonic Adventure. If they want to use Station Square, they should just call it Station Square. Wait, huh? Sally confused me by going into a different gray plane and saying she'll see Ellie soon. So even though she's a part of the freedom fighters, she's not going with them unless there really isn't enough room on the biplane. That makes sense. Sonic then says that the tornado has what's left of the Super Emerald as its source and casually says before it that the plane was built by Nate and Tails. Huh, so just like that, so casually, Tails is acknowledged to be helping with engineering. Although I don't know how much he contributed to it, Sonic might just be humoring him. Then the King comforts Elias about missing out on the Ring of Acorns, telling him that maybe it wouldn't have worked anyways, and Elias thinks himself that he'll risk everything to get his mother back. Wait, is he staying here? But he told her that he was leaving with his father's permission. Why isn't he in the plane? Sonic and Tails are radioed by Nate from the Freedom Fighter Special while they're still in the tornado, and Nate tells them that the hidden city should be directly ahead of them through a dense bank of clouds. So maybe that's the magical natural phenomenon that hid the city for so long that they conveniently avoided being roboticized by Eggman all these years, just like Angel Island. They see a crashed airplane next to a mountain peak in the woods, and Nate theorizes that the crashed aircraft originally transported the Hidden City people to this area on or before the first days of Fury, at a time that was actually before Mobians and Overlanders ruled the planet. The ancestral overlanders sought refuge in this newly created fissure and didn't suspect that they had discovered a secret entranceway tunnel that they're flying through now with a biplane that requires everyone else to walk through the tunnel's end because it's so narrow. And the story ends with them discovering the city. I wonder if they'll be treated badly for not being humans here, being treated actually realistically by the human inhabitants, unlike in the game. The next story has Knuckles rush up to Locke, who's about to go searching for him himself. Knuckles says that he thought the mission of this place was to protect the floating island. And Locke tells him that Thunderhawk was on duty in the command center, so he'll probably have some answers. He tells them after Archimedes warps them to him that thanks to Hunter and them not restoring the fail-safes quick enough, this resulted in Haven being susceptible to attack. They get a message from Constable Remington, who sends them a video image of flying SWAT bots shooting lasers at Kid Paulus. Locke wonders if Robotnik has returned, and Thunderhawk says that they have two options. One, they work to restore the island to the way it was before the disaster, helping the citizens of the island, or two, they go after the party responsible for it. Why'd it have to be one or the other? I guess both would be such heavy-duty jobs that they'd require the entirety of the Brotherhood to do them effectively. I'm not sure what the Brotherhood actually did for this whole arc, though. Long-distance camera is activated and reveals that Eggman's headed towards the mainland because the blast spread emerald pieces all over that area, the area of the Cat Country. Thunderhawk complains that they just went from the frying pan into the fire. Knuckles complains that they could have all avoided this if they had only helped Sally when she came to them. Locke annoyingly tells him off for addressing his elders in an annoyed tone of voice. Oh, God forbid, because being older than Knuckles magically makes you sacred and above all criticism. It totally makes it irrelevant that Knuckles is way more powerful and thus deserving of respect than any of them. Locke says that the greater good is always their utmost concern, but then Spectre challenges that and says to look around him. Thunderhawk says that based on all the previous data, their decision was the correct one, because if they're dealing with Eggman, whatever reasons prevented him from taking similar action before this are no longer valid. Knuckles decides to go after Eggman to see if he can't put the pieces back together. Well, I hope he means that he's gonna wait to see if Eggman will do it for him on his own without actually expecting Eggman to help him on purpose. Why can't Knuckles put the pieces back together? It's a magic emerald, it'll form itself back. And it did that in SA1. Then we see the Chaotix and Julie Sue seeing no sign of Knuckles, and with the Chaos Chamber now just a hole in the ground. Oh goddammit, I hope they rebuild that. Julie Sue says that if she didn't know any better, she'd swear the Dark Legion were involved in this. Considering the island's main enemy has always been them as opposed to Robotnik, it'd be understandable. Mighty says the Dark Legion couldn't have done this because they had gotten themselves killed, that even they aren't suicidal. And they all find out that not only has the island crashed into the sea, but SBO is being kidnapped by cat Mobians who look nothing like cats. Hershey looked more like a cat. The one on the left reminds me of Ix's Nuggets and looks nothing like anything, and the one on the right is more like a tiger. SBO tells them unhappily to meet their new neighbors, while being threatened by them. Elsewhere on Mobius, in that very same cat country, we see Big the Cat's first cutscene from SA1. Only Froggy actually has spoken lines, well, thinking lines, which is way more interesting, giving him at least a chance at a personality, rather than him just being a normal frog, even if he looks like he really should be. He shows annoyance at Big sleeping through anything, showing that they've been friends for years, and notices that the sky is raining garbage. Really, it looks like it's just raining rocks. He then licks a puddle of water for some reason that's actually Chaos Zero, and grows a tail as a magic-caused mutation. Froggy then seems to run away, unfortunately not clarifying with his thoughts why he's doing it, so I just have to assume his mind had been taken over by Chaos Zero for some reason. Surprisingly, they immediately meet Gamma. For some reason, Big simply gives Gamma a friendly hello, not realizing that's a dangerous evil robot, or panicking at it not looking like anything he's ever seen before. Really? I can only assume that the Cat Country is so mysterious that Robotnik never found it somehow with his robots. This which would only make sense if the place was hidden in a pocket dimension all this time. Because of that lack of exposure to robots, they are afraid, justifying why Big would be so naive. So naive that it even stretches willing suspension of disbelief for him. But yeah, Gamma captures the frog right away, cutting out filler from the game, and actually bursts out laughing at seeing Big the Cat punch Gamma and merely hurt his hand because of it. I don't blame him for making that mistake. I'm just glad he tried to be badass and actually used that strength of his competently. He complains, why'd you go and do that for? As if it was somehow the robot's fault. That level of inexplicable idiocy is just annoying. And then he gets blasted with a laser, sending him tumbling into a tree, but surprisingly that didn't knock him out, and instead he runs after Gamma, once again repeating some dialogue from SA1, but then adding a more interesting line that no one takes his buddy if they know it's good for them. I like this side of his character. The SA1 Big never seemed to hold anything against Gamma, while this one vows revenge, at least in the heroic sense of the word. The first story was written by Carl Bullers, and had Amy get her modern design, and the freedom fighters all go to the hidden city, which is revealed to be the city of normal humans hidden from the rest of Mobius. If you want to have Station Square, just call it that, although this is a more interesting name. It's just a shame that not much really happened here. The rest of the story was by Ken Penders, and the second one had Knuckles talk with the Brotherhood about what happened to Angel Island before finding out they have to find pieces of Master Emerald. The only thing I have to say about that is that I hated how Locke didn't take Knuckles aside. In the third story, well, just watch Big the Cat's first cutscene in SA1. The only thing that's different is that Froggy finally has a personality, he's annoyed by how Big's a deep sleeper and stuff, and Big runs into Gamma immediately after Froggy gets a tail and vows revenge on him for stealing the frog, with Gamma being silent during the whole scene like in the game. In fact, I don't think Gamma ever talks. The real standout moment in this one was Big trying to be a badass attacking the robot and just hurting his fist, which was actually kind of funny.